For most people, they look at the sky and they see a limiting place. But I guess for those who love aviation, the sky is a place of adventure, a place of exploration. The sky is home. I once heard an inspiring quote by Leonardo da Vinci. For once you have tasted flight, you'll walk the earth with your eyes turned skywards, for there you have been, and there you will long to return. I live to soar, and thus I spend most of my spare time with my friends that share that same passion for flight. I'd always have a passion for exploration, a passion for adventure, for exploring the planet and really understanding from exploration where we live and how amazing this world truly is.
Just amazing experiences with my best friend, seeing some of the most beautiful landscape that you can imagine.
The world is constantly changing, evolving, and it's becoming harder and harder to find new frontiers, new adventures. But saying that, if you search hard enough, sometimes you can find adventure closer than you think. Highway 1 runs along much of the Pacific coast of California. It's famous for its winding and weaving along some of the most beautiful coastline in the world. People come from all over the globe to drive this amazing route. But we had a different plan. A plan to rise above the road and explore where the road ends.
Look at the contours here.
It's cliff.
The aim of this trip was successfully fly some of the most remote spots on the California coastline. Areas where few people have journeyed. We wanted to focus our efforts on an untouched wilderness called the Lost Coast. It is named the Lost Coast for appropriate reasons. It is an unforgiving, untouched wilderness area. It's a forgotten gem, and it's in our back garden.
The guys and I were all sitting around and wondering where we could go fly, have an adventure. And we all thought about the North Coast.
Mountains rise majestically out of the ocean. The steepness and related challenges of the mountain made this stretch of coastline too costly to establish roads through the area, leaving it one of the most undeveloped coastlines of the United States. Our objective is to reach Shelter Cove, a small fishing village nestled where the King Range meets the Pacific Ocean. Our journey starts on the Oregon and California border, approximately 100 miles to the north of the Lost Coast. The beautiful beaches and rocky headlands provided the perfect testing ground for our equipment. As a small team of new age aviators, we choose to use the powered paraglider to explore these remote areas of California. Powered paragliding is also known as paramotoring. It's a form of ultralight aviation, where the pilot wears a motor which provides enough thrust to take off using a paraglider or paramotor wing.
You control everything. You can choose when you launch, you can choose when you land, you can choose where you fly in between. You've got absolute freedom to fly wherever you want, with whoever you want. And that, to me, that's really amazing.
Many pilots dream about the opportunity to fly low and slow in that open air experience. The Paramotor gives us this opportunity and allows us to go where other conventional aircraft, both fixed wing and helicopter, just simply can't.
It's not about the adrenaline, it's about the beauty in seeing the world for what it is.
And I've always been overwhelmed by the new worlds that a wing will open up for you.
It allows us the flexibility to motor when we need to, as well as free fly when the wind conditions are right. And we're able to shut the motor down and be the first people to free fly along terrain that was otherwise not accessible by conventional launch. It's the perfect tool for an adventure like this, the exploration of the Lost Coast. As a free flight pilot at heart, I love the feeling of gliding effortlessly, quietly through the air. But free flight is limited to the ridge lift or the thermals to gain lift, which gives you distance. And for this type of expedition, it was simply not possible to cover that much distance by free flight. The motor gave us the freedom and flexibility to fly the beautiful beaches, the freedom to fly when the wind conditions weren't in the right direction. The motor was used as a tool and aid to see things simply not possible by any other form of flight. To explore not just the headlands, the coast, the beaches, but to fly up and down the rivers, the tributaries that flow into the ocean, and to see the true beauty of the environment that we were in.
The Lost Coast was a beautiful place to explore, and I am definitely the most conservative pilot in the group. I opted out of several sections of it due to places that there just were no outs.
The most amazing section of the Lost Coast extends south from Ferndale, where the beautiful beaches end and they're met by massive mountains, cliffs, rocks and ocean.
You go from having this relaxed, fun carving through the air to, okay, if something happens, where am I going to land? Because there were no places to land.
Our support crew is forced to drive inland, so on this part of the expedition, we're on our own. Our objective is to reach Shelter Cove. As you fly over the untouched wilderness for 43 miles, you feel very alone. You almost hold your breath. Tell yourself to relax and look for the ridge lift so you can conserve gas. Then you remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. It's to push the scope of what is possible through exploring our passions, through experience, through adventure.
I experienced some things that I don't think anybody else has ever experienced, and maybe never will again.
We really are living at a golden age of personal aviation where we can explore the world around us in ways that our parents were never able to, and definitely our grandparents couldn't even imagine the things that are possible now.
It's about living my life to the fullest, being able to tell a story, leave a legacy, and one day maybe even share with my grandkids the ideas of exploration and adventure and exploring passion.